All right. Welcome to this month's virtual nutrition talk. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here and we will get going on our presentation today. Thank you so much for joining me this evening for our May virtual nutrition talk. My name is Karen Caldwell. I'm the owner and nutrition coach here at B3 Gym. Every month, I host a virtual nutrition talk with the goal of providing you with some free tools and resources that you can use to take control of your health by taking control of your nutrition. Today, we're going to talk about vegetables. And so I'll be honest, I used to hate vegetables for a really long time. I thought they tasted terrible and I really didn't see the point in eating them. I've learned a lot about the importance of including vegetables in your diet. And today I'm going to share 5 simple tips to help you increase your vegetable intake. And these tips are for everyone, even the pickiest of eaters. So at B3 Gym, we believe something as fundamental as nutrition shouldn't be complicated. There's so much information out there. It can be really overwhelming to figure out what's right for you. So our goal is to empower you to make better choices and build better habits around your nutrition. We want to help you build a strong nutrition foundation so you can meet your short and long-term goals and feel and look the way you deserve. All right, so the CDC reports that only about 9% of adults in the US eat the recommended amount of vegetables each day. All right, that's pretty shocking, right? 9%. So what is the recommended amount of vegetables per day? So dietary guidelines recommend that people eating around 2,000 calories per day should include 2 cups of fruit and 2.5 cups of vegetables in their daily diet. According to a USDA food consumption survey, the average American falls far short of this recommendation, consuming less than a cup of fruit and less than 1.5 cups of vegetables per day. So take some time right now to reflect on your diet. What did you eat yesterday? What did you eat over the weekend? How many different vegetables did you consume? How many total vegetables do you think you had? Are you a part of the 9% who ate enough vegetables, or are you a part of the majority who don't get enough? Either way, we understand that it can be really difficult to hit that recommended daily amount. So let's talk about 5 easy tips to help you get closer to joining that 9%. Tip number 1 is going to be to clean and cut your veggies ahead of time. So go ahead and raise your hand at home if the following statement describes you. You get super motivated to eat healthy. You buy a ton of fresh veggies and then they end up wilting away in the back of your fridge uneaten. We've all been there. I've definitely been guilty of this also. This can lead to feeling discouraged and shying away from buying those same vibrant foods again. And that's why our first tip is simply cleaning and cutting your vegetables ahead of time. So when you get home from the store, block out about 20 to 30 minutes to wash and chop your vegetables. Think about sliced bell peppers, cucumbers, carrots, chopped broccoli. Once they're washed and cut, portion them out into containers or bags for easy access throughout the week. You can buy pre-chopped vegetables to save time, but I would still recommend portioning them out either into snack size portions or the portions that you're going to use to eat with your meals. Cleaning and chopping your vegetables in advance is going to save you time later in the week. And this is a question for everybody. How many times have you avoided eating vegetables because you didn't feel like taking the time to prep them, right? If they're already prepped, no excuses. So here's a bonus tip. Once you have your bags or containers of pre-chopped vegetables ready to go, be sure to store them front and center in your refrigerator. We tend to grab what's in our direct eye line, so having them clearly visible in a ready-to-eat form will make them easier to choose over other convenient, highly processed foods that you might find in your pantry. Tip number 2, try different cooking methods like roasting or air frying your vegetables. Oftentimes we hear individuals, both adults and kids, express their dislike for a certain vegetable. It might be due to the way that it was prepared that didn't create a desirable texture or flavor. So for example, have you ever had steamed or maybe over steamed broccoli? If you have, you know this texture is described as mushy. The over steamed broccoli is the worst. It can be really easy to write off that whole broccoli vegetable just because you've had that experience before. And so that's why tip number 2 is to try roasting or air frying your vegetables. It can take trying a new food 12 to 15 times before you can decide if you like or dislike that food. And when I say that, I mean different occasions, not 12 to 15 bites in one sitting. So when your little one or your picky eater says that they don't like broccoli, maybe it's the way that it was cooked. If you try steaming your vegetables, what about roasting them next time? The texture or the mouthfeel is so important when it comes to our experience with a food. So using the same broccoli example, try lightly covering your pre-chopped broccoli with olive oil, salt, pepper, and any other seasonings that you might like. Throw them in the oven and bake for about 20 minutes at 400 degrees. You'll get a crunchy, flavorful vegetable you and everyone else can get excited about. And you can also prepare the same way using an air fryer. If you're looking for more veggie recipes to experiment with, be sure to check out our recipe page on our website at b3gym.com. This is going to lead us into tip number 3. So tip number 3 is to sneak vegetables into your meals. Odds are, if you're a parent or you have a picky eater at home, you know exactly what we mean by this. If you don't, tip number 3 is simply suggesting that you find creative ways to add vegetables into a dish that already has great flavor, so it feels incorporated into what you're eating rather than standing alone on the side of your plate. So here are a few of our favorite recipes to help you do this. Meatloaf muffins and egg muffins. These are a staple. These are so great for many, many reasons. These recipes provide a delicious way to add more vegetables into your day. They're also easy recipes that only take about 10 minutes to prep, and they're made in muffin tins, so they're already portioned. Recipes like this are a great way to use up some of those vegetables that are kind of going bad in your fridge and you need to get rid of them. Another fan favorite is the HSN zucchini lasagna. It gives you the option to have what we consider a comfort meal with more vegetables and less overall calories. So take some time to try out some of these recipes in the next few weeks. At the end of our talk today, we'll share a great idea for helping you implement these new foods into your diet. Tip number 4, we're going to add frozen riced cauliflower to your smoothies. And it may sound crazy, but I swear it tastes delicious. Everyone who's tried it has loved it. And so here are 2 delicious recipes that you can try. The first one is the strawberry shortcake smoothie, and that's what's on the screen right now. All you need is unsweetened almond milk, sliced strawberries, frozen riced cauliflower, maybe some raw cashews, vanilla extract, and some strawberry protein powder. If you're more of a chocolate person, the chocolate peanut butter smoothie is a great one as well. And to make this one, you'll need unsweetened almond milk, a banana, frozen riced cauliflower, creamy peanut butter, and chocolate protein powder. So the 1 cup of cauliflower gives it a milkshake-like consistency and adds additional fiber, vitamin C, folate, choline, and other amazing micronutrients that help our bodies feel their best. You can also find these recipes and more like it on our website. And our last tip, tip number 5, is to add vegetables to your breakfast. So a surefire way to get closer to the recommended amount of vegetables is starting early with breakfast. So remember the egg muffins we talked about. That's one easy way to get vegetables in at breakfast. You can also add them into your smoothies. You can make a vegetable omelet. in breakfast sandwiches as well. And I know a lot of people have done roasted Brussels sprouts or sweet potatoes on the side as well. And those are great options to add to your breakfast too. So we understand that adding in vegetables can be a challenge at any age. One way that we've helped picky eaters get more adventurous with their food is by suggesting what we call a Friday try day. Think about some recipes or standalone vegetables that you're interested in trying. Choose a day, we chose Friday, to dedicate towards trying new foods. And to get the kids or picky eaters interested, consider having a non-food reward waiting for them after a few weeks of consistently trying a new food one time a week. This is a great way to expand their food options and understand food preferences. You can also ask them to write down how they would describe the taste and if they liked or disliked the food. So eating vegetables is crucial for our health and wellness, as studies show a diet rich in vegetables decreases the risk for cardiovascular disease, diabetes, weight gain, GI complications, and even some cancers. Hopefully you found these 5 tips and all of the recipes I mentioned helpful in finding more ways for you to increase your vegetable intake to help you reach your short and long-term health and wellness goals. If you're looking for more guidance, support, and accountability to increase your vegetables or work on any of the habits needed for long-term success, be sure to schedule a free intro today. Please join me next month on Wednesday, June 9th at 7 o'clock for our next free virtual nutrition talk. We'll be talking about sugar-sweetened beverages and how to identify them even with tricky and misleading labeling. We'll also talk about how to increase your water intake, how alcohol affects your fitness, and how to stay mindful when partaking in alcohol. In other words, we'll discuss rethinking your drink. Keep an eye on our social media for more information on how to register. All right, and that is it for today. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. And if anyone has any questions, go ahead